video we will discuss India-Bangladesh relations. Fine. Okay. So first of all मैप हम देख लेते हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू बांग्लादेश की जो लोकेशन है वो क्या है. सो ये इंडिया है, दिस इज़ इंडिया, इंडिया का नॉर्थ ईस्ट. एंड हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से इंडिया एंड बांग्लादेश इंडिया एंड इंडिया का जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट पार्ट है इंडिया का, दिस इज़ मेन सब कॉन्टिनेंट का पार्ट है एंड ये इंडिया का पार्ट है. इसके बीच में सैंडविच्ड है बांग्लादेश. ओके, हियर इज़ नेपाल एंड हियर इज़ भूटान. एंड लेट मी टेल यू दैट इंडिया शेयर्स इट्स लॉन्गेस्ट बॉर्डर लाइन, ओके, विद बांग्लादेश. फाइन. नाउ सी, बांग्लादेश इंडिया रिलेशंस जो हैं ये बंगाली में लिखा है, हिंदी में है. बांग्लादेश इंडिया रिलेशंस आर ऑल्सो रेफर्ड टू एज बांग्लादेशी इंडियन रिलेशंस और Indo-Bangladeshi relations and these are bilateral relationship between Bangladesh and India, and both these countries are obviously South Asian nations. Diplomatic relations between two countries formally began in 1971. 1971 में डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस जो हैं फॉर्मली स्टार्ट हुए थे दोनों कंट्रीज़ के बीच में विद India's recognition to independent Bangladesh, because we know that in 1971 there was this war of liberation, Bangladeshi liberation, ठीक है, in 1971. And in 1971 only India recognized Bangladesh as an independent country, and so the diplomatic relations started from that period. Okay, so ये तो इंट्रोडक्शन हो जाता है. थोड़ा बैकग्राउंड के बारे में अगर हम देखें, so 1971 में the Bangladesh Liberation War broke out between East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Fine. So जो present day Bangladesh है, that was a part of the Pakistan and it was formerly known as East Pakistan. Fine. India intervened in December. I'm not going into the details that how the war started. It will be in itself a different topic for the video. Okay, so India intervened in December 1971 on behalf of East Pakistan, that means present day Bangladesh, and helped secure East Pakistan's independence from Pakistan as the country of Bangladesh. So India ने उस समय intervene किया and it helped East Pakistan, that means the present day Bangladesh, in attaining liberation from the Pakistan. Since the visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Bangladesh in 2015 and round back visit of Bangladeshi PM Sheikh Hasina to India in 2017, the notable developments that have taken place that we are going to see. 2015 में इंडियन पीएम ने विज़िट किया बांग्लादेश को, एंड इन 2017 बांग्लादेशी पीएम of Awami League, Sheikh Hasina, she visited India, and because of these visits, we can say that the relationship between India and Bangladesh have reached to a different level of mutual trust and understanding. And as we know, why we are discussing this is because the PM has been invited for this celebration of anniversary of 50 years of liberation of Bangladesh from Pakistan. Fine. So this shows the kind of cooperation and the trust between the two countries that are having. Fine. So okay, moving on. Resolution of long pending land and maritime boundaries asserting the issue of enclaves. Okay, that means after these visits, what happened, that a long pending issue of land with respect to the enclaves that were shared via land swap agreement. Fine. Then maritime boundaries issue was also resolved. Okay, after so resolution हुआ इन सब का. Then conclusion of over 90 instruments comprising in the high-tech areas, electronics, cybersecurity, space information and civil nuclear energy, and observed increase in bilateral trade. And because of these visits and developments after that, what we observed was the increase in the bilateral trade from $9 billion to $, this much billion in fiscal year 2018 and so on. Fine. So like we can see that how the relationship between two neighbors if it's improved, then how it has a effect on the economic development of both the countries. In previous months, we have also come across this news that Bangladesh has more GDP per capita as compared to India. So, how this is possible? It cannot be possible if suppose India and Bangladesh would be at loggerheads at the boundary, right? So what is required is that both the nations, in fact any country is there, fine, they should have cordial relationship at least at the borders, because it will only contribute their own development. Okay, now in recent years, Bangladesh has seen rising anti-India sentiments, and we have come across that even during this visit of our PM in Bangladesh, there were certain protests in Bangladesh. Fine. So, in recent years, Bangladesh has seen rising anti-India sentiments among its citizens due to the Indian government's perceived anti-Muslim and anti-Bangladeshi activities. See, it's the language of whatever the news articles we are seeing in the media. But see, there are certain sections of people in Bangladesh which consider Indian government as anti-Muslim and anti-Bangladeshi activities. For example, there have been news of killing of Bangladeshis by Indian border security force at the borders. Then, with respect to the issue of Citizenship Amendment Act, fine, because the minorities from Bangladesh are not, included in that, and rise of Hindutva in India, as well as India's reluctance in solving the water disputes in common rivers with Bangladesh, especially the Tista River dispute. It is a dispute which has to be solved, immediately, because it is of critical concern for both the countries, especially for Bangladesh. Fine. So this is the thing, and why we are seeing protest in Bangladesh. This we have also seen. Now, in 2021, massive protest in Bangladesh against the state visit by Indian PM to the country led to the death of at least 14 people. ये वही चीज़ है which I already told you. Now, स्टेटस ऑफ रिलेशंस की अगर हम बात करते हैं, वी हैव सीन कहाँ से हमारे डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन स्टार्ट हुए, एंड व्हाट इज़ द प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो दैट वी आर इन द गोल्डन फेज राइट नाउ. Fine, but there are certain elements in Bangladesh, certain people, certain section in Bangladesh which basically protest this pro-India stand of Bangladeshi government and even the visit of PM. But see, one thing that has to be clear in mind, these kind of people in certain sections will always remain in each and every country. Not, the entire population cannot have the same kind of thinking. Fine. And many a times जो protest होते हैं, they are because of the perceived notions. Fine. So anyways, we just have to balance our answer. तो अगर हमें status of relation देखना होगा कि at present क्या स्टेटस है दोनों कंट्रीज़ के बीच में इन डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट इकोनॉमिक रिलेशंस, बांग्लादेश इज़ इंडियाज़ biggest trading partner in South Asia, and this line becomes important for prelims as well. Such questions are nowadays being asked in prelims as well, that Bangladesh is India's biggest trade partner in South Asia. India's exports to Bangladesh for financial year 18-19 stood at this much, and imports from Bangladesh for the same period stood at this much. Okay, now Bangladesh has appreciated the duty-free and quota-free access given to Bangladeshi exports to India under South Asia Free Trade Area since 2011, because we are having a South Asia Free Trade Area SAFTA agreement, and so since 2011 we are giving duty free and quota free access to certain Bangladeshi products in India. Next is cooperation over rivers. However, I have told earlier that there is one issue, Tista River dispute, which is still unsettled, but India and Bangladesh share 54 common rivers, and a bilateral joint river commission has been working since 1972. Fine, 1971 Bangladesh got liberated, and 1972 से एक joint river commission. So this commission is working between the two countries to maximize benefits from common river systems. Next है defense cooperation. With respect to defense cooperation, various joint exercises are there. like exercise Sampriti and Navy exercise Milan take place between the two countries. Then border management, India and Bangladesh share 4096.7 kilometers of border, which is the longest land border that India shares with any of its neighbors. Again, a question for prelims. The India Bangladesh Land Boundary Agreement came into force following the exchange of instrument of ratification in June 2015. तो इस तरीके से हमने अपने बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट्स को रिजॉल्व करना भी शुरू कर दिया है. Then cooperation in power sector. So this has become one of the hallmark of India-Bangladesh relation. Bangladesh is currently importing 1160 megawatt of power from India. Okay. So, okay, cooperation हो गया power sector में. Now, cooperation in connectivity. See, in present times, connectivity is a matter of critical concern. फाइन. चाहे आप इंडिया भूटान की बात करो, इंडिया बांग्लादेश की बात करो, इंडिया म्यांमार की बात करो, किसी भी कंट्री की बात करो, फाइन. एंड स्पेशली जब से ये बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव आया है चाइना का, उसके बाद से तो जो कनेक्टिविटी वाला फंडा है बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. ना बोथ कंट्रीज जॉइंटली इनॉग्रेटेड द न्यूली रेस्टोर्ड रेलवे लिंक बिटवीन हल्दीबारी इन इंडिया एंड चीलाहाटी इन बांग्लादेश. ठीक है. And they welcomed the signing of the second addendum to the protocol on inland water transit and trade, agreed to an early operationalization of the Bangladesh Bhutan India Nepal Initiative Motor Vehicle Agreement. BBIN में Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal है, through the expeditious signing of enabling MOU for Bangladesh, India and Nepal. Let me tell you, अभी Bhutan is not a part of this BBIN. ठीक है. उसने बोला है कि वो later date में इसको join करेगा. ओके. अगर हम देखते हैं कि जो मल्टीलेटरल फोरम्स हैं उन पे किस तरीके की पार्टनरशिप है, तो इंडिया थैंक्ड बांग्लादेश फॉर सपोर्टिंग इंडिया इन इट्स इलेक्शन टू द यूनाइटेड नेशंस सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल. फाइन. बोथ कंट्रीज अग्रीड टू कंटिन्यू वर्किंग टुगेदर टुवर्ड्स अचीविंग अर्ली रिफॉर्म्स ऑफ यूनाइटेड नेशंस सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल. दैट मीन्स बोथ कंट्रीज वांट रिफॉर्म्स इन UNSC, combating climate change, attainment of the sustainable development goals, and protection of the rights of migrants. In fact, climate change is a very critical issue for Bangladesh, because we know that many we know Sundarban Delta and everything. So many of the islands of Bangladesh and even the coastal areas of Bangladesh are inundated already because of the rise in sea level. So climate change is a issue of critical concern for Bangladesh, and along with India, Bangladesh has raised voices with respect to it. Next, highlighted that regional organizations such as SAARC and the BIMSTEC have an important role to play, and Bangladesh is one such country which is in both the organizations, SAARC as well as BIMSTEC. Then Bangladesh thanked India for convening the SAARC leaders video conference in March 2020 and for creation of SAARC Emergency Response Fund to counter effects of the global pandemic in South Asian region. Bangladesh will assume chairmanship of Indian Association Rim Association in 2021. So, Indian Ocean Rim Association becomes an important topic for the prelims 2021. Fine. So, with respect to mapping, कौन सी कंट्रीज इन्वॉल्व हैं, नॉर्थ साउथ नॉर्थ, ये सारी आपको देखनी पड़ेंगी. एंड रिक्वेस्टेड द सपोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया फॉर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स ग्रेटर मैरीटाइम सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी. ठीक है. तो दिस इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू पार्टनरशिप ऑन मल्टीलेटरल forums. Now, what are the recent developments that have taken place? See, the use of the Chattogram and Mongla ports in Bangladesh for movement of goods to and from India, particularly from northeastern India, ये start हो गया है. Next, use of Bangladesh फेनी रिवर फॉर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर सप्लाई इन त्रिपुरा. जो बांग्लादेश की फेनी रिवर है उसकी उससे ड्रिंकिंग दैट इज़ बेसिकली यूज्ड फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग ड्रिंकिंग वाटर टू द पीपल इन त्रिपुरा विच इज़ इन इंडियाज नॉर्थ ईस्ट. फाइन. नाउ जो अभी रिसेंट PM विजिट हुई है बांग्लादेश की, ठीक है, उसमें क्या क्या रिसेंट डेवलपमेंट हुए, क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ अनाउंस हुई. दैट इज़ इंडिया डोनेटेड 1.2 मिलियन डोजेज ऑफ COVID-19 वैक्सीन्स एज अ ग्रांट टू बांग्लादेश. Okay, then PM invited 50 entrepreneurs to join India's innovation and startup system and meet Indian venture capitalist. Apart from that, what is important is that we have also announced Swan Jayanti scholarships for the youth of Bangladesh. Fine. तो ये recent developments थे. But obviously See, there are little bit of disputes, so we have to see that. The thing is that in Bangladesh has already raised concerns over rollout of NRC. NRC को लेकर एक बहुत ज़्यादा इशू है, बिकॉज NRC में जो डेट रखी गई है कि भाई 24 मार्च 1971 के बाद में जितने भी रिफ्यूजीज़ आए, ठीक है, उनको डिपोर्ट किया जाए, ठीक है, लेकिन ये नहीं कहा गया है कि कहाँ डिपोर्ट किया जाए, कैसे डिपोर्ट किया जाए. बट द थिंग इज़ कि whatever the thing is, but those refugees are from Bangladesh, right? So but India has not conveyed any sort of like information with respect to the deportation and what will happen to these people, like who will not be enrolled in NRC to Bangladesh. So this is also a matter of serious concern between India and Bangladesh. However, in previous months, in fact, our external affairs minister, he basically conveyed a message that Bangladesh will not be in trouble. Even if we are implementing NRC in Assam, then Bangladesh will not be in trouble. But we have to see how it will be implemented. But there are certain voices raised against NRC in Bangladesh as well. Fine. And so this is it. Now, currently, Bangladesh is an active partner of Belt and Road Initiative, जो कि चाइना का है, that Delhi has not signed up to. India is not a part of Belt and Road Initiative. India, actually in South Asia, only two countries, India and Bhutan, these two countries are not part of this Belt and Road Initiative. Otherwise, all the neighbors of India except Bhutan are part of Belt and Road Initiative. So this is a matter of concern for India, right? Then in the security sector, Bangladesh is also a major recipient of Chinese military inventory, including submarines. Fine. चाइना की जो नेवी है, that is having the topmost position in the world. अभी जो मिलिट्री रिपोर्ट आई थी उसके अकॉर्डिंगली इंडिया जो है 4th आता है उसमें, एंड चाइना स्टैंड्स एट फर्स्ट इवन बिफोर US. फाइन. एंड चाइना के पास में बहुत ही ज़्यादा लार्ज अमाउंट में सबमैरिन्स हैं जो चाइना एक्चुअली दूसरे कंट्रीज़ को भी बेसिकली एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है, ठीक है, एंड वन ऑफ द कंट्री इज़ बांग्लादेश, राइट. सो ये कुछ इमर्जिंग डिस्प्यूट्स हैं. चाइना तो हमेशा से एक मुद्दा रहेगा, हम चाहे US से बात करें, चाहे हम बांग्लादेश से बात करें या भूटान से बात करें, किसी से भी बात करें, चाइना will always remain one of the dominant factor actually. Fine. Now, लास्ट में हमें ये देखना है, सी हमने इन दिस वीडियो वी हैव सीन दैट किस तरीके से रिलेशनशिप स्टार्ट हुआ इंडिया एंड बांग्लादेश के बीच में, रिसेंट डेवलपमेंट्स क्या हुए हैं, क्या एरियाज ऑफ कोऑपरेशन है डिफेंस में इधर उधर, एंड वी हैव सीन किस तरीके से रिसेंटली हमने कोविड की जो वैक्सीन्स एज अ ग्रांट दी हैं, ठीक है. हाउएवर देयर आर सर्टेन कंसर्न्स इन रिलेशनशिप ऑफ बोथ द कंट्रीज, ठीक है, बट how we can conclude it that the golden phase of India-Bangladesh relations may just have begun. Challenges remain. Okay, challenges obviously they will remain, but the leadership in the two countries has indeed ushered in a transformative moment in bilateral relations and regional politics. Fine. So this is all in this video, and thank you.